Morning, everyone. It's 8:35, and it's Wednesday, the 15th, and this is your pre-opening comment. It is video number 1062. Okay, I'm going to do this a little differently today because there were so many numbers, economic numbers, but I will say Asia was mixed to a little bit lower, Europe was mixed to a little bit higher. I think it looks like we're going to re-up the trade war with China. We blacklisted 8 companies from doing business or from American ownership or from shipping product to them. And according to CNBC and Eunice Yoon, who is very good in China, there are more coming. And, the Chinese tend to, when we put sanctions or tariffs or whatever, they tend to come back pretty strongly. So maybe the trade war is heating up again. Okay, so we have the FOMC this afternoon. No clue there, except to say, they're behind. Maybe they say they are. Maybe they surprise everyone and move forward a bit with rate hikes or discuss the number of rate hikes. Um, I'm not sure whether it's in the market or not. But, I'm going to say this again. If you don't fight the Fed while they're lowering rates, you shouldn't fight the Fed when they're raising rates, which is to say, they are a negative influence on the market. And all that bullshit about, oh, well, they're going up for the right reasons. They're not going up for the right reasons. They're going up because of inflation. They're going up because we're behind the curve, and the market will hate it. Retail sales, a huge miss, up 0.3%. Expectation was for 3 times that. And on a year over year basis, up 1.7%. And I don't know how that compares, except to say it's probably a miss. Empire State Manufacturing Index 31.9. That actually is good. It's been very strong. It is down from a couple of months ago's 43, but it is still a very strong number. Import prices up 7/10, which is pretty much exactly what was expected. That's on the month over month. Export prices, however, excuse me, up 1%, and that is versus an expectation of up 0.5%. I also want to mention one more thing about the retail sales. Retail sales are not adjusted for inflation. So if retail sales are up because prices are up, that's the way you get a number. So today's miss is even actually worse because we know what the CPI and the PPI look like. So just mentioning that. On a year over year basis, so import prices up 7/10 on a month over month. On a year over year, new all time high. Last month was 11.6. This month is 11.7. And export prices up 18.2 versus 18. That is also, excuse me, a new all-time high. So before the numbers came out, the Dow was down 23, currently down 20. The Nasdaq was up 10, it's now up 30, and the S&P was up about 4, it is now up about 450 actually. So there you have it. I'm not going to discuss stocks. I think, it's kind of a useless conversation today with all of these numbers and the Fed meeting. So I'm keeping away from individual stocks. The chart on the screen is the oil. I think that the oil is long here. I'm a little concerned about this rollover. We have seen that before where it looked like it was going to go through, like it did here, and it just kind of rolls. However, I think that oil is a buy here against this morning's or the overnight low at 69.39. You don't usually get the kind of opportunities that we have here today, which is a reasonable price of entry with a close stop. I may, if we don't roll over, if we should go back up and go through the highs here and get back to up on the day, I would consider, because the USO and the UCO are a little on the overpriced side, I think. I would probably buy some SCO puts. So SCO is the leveraged down ETF for oil, and it tends to fall pretty quickly when oil bottoms and starts up. So MACD looks pretty good, and again, it may not work, but it's very low risk. And if it does work, I'm going to say there's $3 or $4 in it, even if it doesn't break out. Okay, let's look at a couple of more futures. Mostly unchanged. We have the gold up a half a dollar. We have the silver down a nickel. We have the cotton is a little higher, coffee's a little higher, sugar's a little lower, and lumber has not opened, and it was down yesterday for the first time in a week of limit up days. Bitcoin down to 30 to 20. Ethereum down $3.50. They've both been pretty severely pounded. The dollar is a little weaker, and the bonds are basically unchanged, down 3/32. That's less than an eighth of a point. All right, everyone, be careful out there, and be ready if you want to buy stocks lower, or you want to sell stocks higher, or you just want to participate. Be on top of that Fed move this afternoon. And remember, the initial jump or decline is usually wrong. Have a good one.